Squirrels! So hello, and welcome to another Legend of Runeterra video. My name is Chris, and doesn't it feel good to be playing the game again? Yesterday I came at you with a Lurkers deck, and I think, Lurkers in general is kind of on ladder a lot. I'm seeing a lot of Lurkers, as you might expect, of course, with the new expansion coming up. But I thought we'd try our other champion that came out, and that is Ekko, and I'm sure most of you, if you've tried playing with Ekko, it's like actually quite difficult to like build around Ekko. Essentially, it's quite tricky, genuinely like a challenge to find out exactly like how much predict should you have, like how all in should you go. And I think the conclusion that I have come to playing Ekko is, unfortunately, it seems that you do have to play him with Shurima because there just isn't enough predict elsewhere to really make it worth your while. Unless you want to just, put in Ekko because you don't have anything better to do. But at the same time, like, Ekko is in the same region as Vi, who is, like, the quintessential, like, you have free champion slots and you're not quite sure what to do. Like, Vi will suit that purpose perfectly rather than Ekko. She's basically, if you want to fulfill that role, just better than Ekko for that. So, here's the list that I've come up with. And essentially what I've done is I've gone, okay, let's take the good predict cards. The predict cards that I know are good, or at least provide some sort of, decent value, like Ancient Preparations and Aspiring Chronomancer. Add in some of the new ones, perhaps, or, some more tenable ones. I think you do have to have a certain amount of predict to make this an Ekko deck. And I did want to make everyone an Ekko deck, and, so it does have enough predict. We have, One Feral Preparations, Scrying Sands, Chronomancer, and of course Time Trick as well, and then Ekko. And that gives us, I think, enough. I'm leveling up Ekko with this deck fairly consistently, particularly if Ekko gets a strike off. And I've gone with Cold Shot. I think that this, on its own, kind of looks like a bad card. But in the right deck, it can be very useful when you get the Parallel Convergence. Because when you get that, and this is kind of what I've built the deck around, is this mid-range build. Because when Ekko levels up, I've seen a lot of these decks, like, you might notice in this deck, I'm not running the 1-3 that when you predict. I'm not running Zillion. Because essentially, when Ekko levels up and he gives you the Chrono Break, having like a 1-4 Zillion and a 1-3, that you got from the predict, and a bunch of other small units, doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't make any sense with this kind of ability. So what I've tried to do is include a Sivir mid-range, beefy, style of Shurima with, Merciless Hunters and Ruin Runners that, when you use that effect, it's a pretty powerful effect. That's kind of what I've gone for with this kind of build. And obviously, if you have Sivir leveled up, which is easier now thanks to her buff, then we get even, even more, like, this kind of thing gets even crazier, and, it can work well, potentially with Parallel Convergence as well. This is pretty crazy with a Sivir level up as well, because she will give Spell Shield to all those things as well, so they can't die, and it's like a quick deck, and, and they're going to smack you in the face for a lot of damage. So that is kind of how we're trying to build this, and we're just going to go in. Ekko is a champion who I think is weird, and there are some champions in the game that exist like this, where it's just like, they themselves, I don't think are terrible. Like, Ekko could maybe use with 3 health, that would be a help. But if there was more predict within Piltover and Zorn, I feel like Ekko would be good, because if you could reliably level up Ekko outside of Shurima, then I think Ekko would make a lot of sense, but unfortunately it just isn't enough predict yet. But anyway, we're going to take this into some games and see how we do. So our first game against Lurkers, and, well, I feel like Lurk, as a whole concept so far, from what I've played and what I've played against, it feels like sometimes, like, you high roll, you get, like, Pike and Rek'Sai on the top of your deck, and you kind of high roll it. And then other times, it's like, if you miss, like, 2 Lurks in one game, you probably have lost, like, straight up, which is pretty feels bad, I won't lie. So, what are we doing here? I think we start with Rockhopper here instead of the Chronomancer, just because I think... Okay, well, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, that is the kind of thing where... Like, that could have gone very different if he would have got that one attack, right? But instead, now, he essentially just played a 2-mana do nothing, does have Rek'Sai, which is interesting. So no need to give that anything special there. We could go for Shapestone. We do already have it enabled. We've got a Rune Runner, so I'm not too worried about that. Thermobeam could also be useful. But Shapestone actually isn't doing too much here, because generally they have low health. Rek'Sai is kind of like, you know, the one that doesn't. But generally speaking, they do have pretty low health. So predicting to make sure that something is on the top with Lurk. So that he gets that Lurk. Gets the 2 extra attack. Puts a Rek'Sai on top. Gets an even extra attack. Do I block this? The health shouldn't really matter. The attack is probably better because their attack is obviously going to be pretty high either way. I will block that because it is 6 of damage and that's quite a lot. More than I'm willing to take. So we know he has another Rek'Sai in there. Could go for Ekko this turn, I think. I think I might. That will give us the fleeting time trick and a chance to draw a card. As I say, they mostly have low health, so we should also be able to attack with Rockhopper as well. Only 4 mana. Potentially taking 7, which would be good for us as well. Goes for Scrying Sands again. Still taking 5 here, as is. He just passes back. Goes for the free attack. Okay, we'll kill that, obviously. Probably will see Rek'Sai come out this... Well, what's his Rek'Sai on? 7? Probably isn't quite high enough to level up. So I think here... I think a Shapestone to try and remove Rek'Sai now is probably good. He's played 2 Scrying Sands, so he probably doesn't have another, you would have thought. Down to 3 cards, which is good. There's a Sivir, which can work pretty well with this Merciless Hunter. We have a lot of cards now, which is good. We just kind of need to survive here and get the mana up. So I assume that's him putting Rek'Sai. Oh no, just plays Pike. Do I have something that can block that? No. Put it down to 4 attack. Can't play both of these, right? No. They're both slow speed, so you can't do that. What I could do... Could just Thermo Beam. I don't want to take the 6 damage, so I think I will just Thermo Beam. It also stops the attack, which I think is quite important. I could go for this first. And then play it into you on whatever he plays, and then get Pike to kill that. I think that's probably a good idea. Draw a Sivir. Yeah, that's the plan this turn, is to... The one I was hoping that he wouldn't play. I guess I'd probably do just block with Ekko. No need to take 6 again here. Get the free... I don't think I'm going to use that this turn, though. I think I'm going to use Sivir.
Nothing's lost. It's just waiting to be found.
Attack does get very high very quick, doesn't it?
Business as usual.
Attack off with Sivir though. He's down on 10. We have another Sivir here. Oh, so we do find the parallel convergence, so we can get a board for whatever reason. That probably will get Overwhelm and Spell Shield, but I can probably trade into it. Could take the damage. If I do this, trade these. Take the damage from this.
This one's a fighter.
Levels up Sivir. I can play Ruin Runner next turn. Potentially attack with this as well. Force some bad trades on him. I need the full mana. Probably not. You could also use Shapestone as well to get the extra attack on that. That's for now. That's vulnerable. We're gonna play Rune Runner.
And in trouble far as the eye
Both
can
have spell shield, so we should be good from Pike as well. Pretty important. Reach Pike should be the only way. Some run Siphoning Strike. I know there's a bit of a bug going on, but we should be good there. And then I'm thinking Shapestone, and this is exact copy, right? Exact ephemeral copy, yeah. So we'll get the extra 9 attack here as well. Wait. Phase Rek'Sai. What is a blocker? First I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. Let's go. Let's go. These also will start to cost less once I've attacked with everything. You'd think he'd have to block here. He has to block at least one. We attack here first. I did that first just because I was thinking, like, I don't know, if somehow one of them dies. I don't know how they would. Like, it would require multiple cards, and he's only got 2 in hand. He'll have to block again here, and then I've got Ricochet next turn.
business as usual.
So, yeah, we get the win. Oh, that felt nasty. We had the Ricochet either way next turn. But wow. Yeah, that felt good. That felt good. Okay, so let's just see if we can beat Lurkers, I guess. I mean, I'm sure everyone else is also seeing a lot of Lurkers. I quite like having Thermo Beam here early. Actually, double Thermo Beam I'm fine with. I'm quite happy with this hand, I think, as a whole. Play Merciless Hunter on 3, into Sivir on 4. Thermo Beams are pretty good against this kind of list. I was actually kind of hoping he would play something there, but he didn't. See what this is. Hopefully not the free attack guy. Could be though after that. Yeah, it is. We get that guaranteed luck. I think we probably, well, probably will play the Thermo Beam here. Whenever I played quite a few games with Lurk, and I drew Rek'Sai like once. And whenever I play against people, it's just like, oh, I got Rek'Sai in hand, and I'm gonna, or he's always on top. I've always found him in Predict, or I always do this. Like, why don't I get this? See, now we actually can't kind of play that. Ah, that's annoying. I guess I just pass and go for this. I take 5. Oh, that feels pretty bad. I'll take a Shapestone. Paid 3 mana to deal 5. That is actually not that bad, I suppose. Guess I'll play Sivir.
I know what I'm worth.
Hope he didn't find another one of the fish. Free attack fish. Those are always sort of your best thing to play. Right hand into Pike? Is this a joke? Is this a joke, my friend? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I mean, this is what I said earlier, or at least I think I did, I've almost forgot. That this is a bit of a high roll deck. Well, this is the high roll that I was talking about. Very much feels like a deck that can do this, and just, you know, you never really stood a chance. Or can be, you know, pretty useless a lot of the time. And it pretty much centers around the champions, I think. Levels up Pike as well. It's a pretty cool level up animation. I haven't seen anyone really utilize Pike's actual ability yet. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to Thermo Beam after playing this. Hope he doesn't have a free attack here. Maybe he does. I don't know. If he does, we've kind of lost. We kind of lost either way, I would think. But, you know, I'm not going to give up. Not going to give up just yet, but I do feel like we have been high-rolled pretty hard. Feel great, as you might expect. Okay, I think we'll go for Rock Hopper here. I can ride it. Yep, that's great. Use a Shapestone here. Save this Thermo Beam. Save the spell mana. I kind of already have committed to doing so, so I will, I guess. With a Rune Runner next turn, perhaps? I think we just thermo beam it. I genuinely do think we just thermo beam that. Now we see what happens. I think we start with this. Good for you, I guess.
Artist gonna make
Go for that. I need to not have units pretty much at this point. Isn't a great strategy to have. I could get a mystic shot and kill this. Off my predict next turn. I think I'm gonna have to go for that, but obviously this does not look great. And yeah, it looks like we have just been high rolled. I do think that Lurk isn't that great. Oh wait, he's giving me a chance. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, we didn't really find what we needed. So yeah, that's game. Yeah, I don't think predict is great. I'll just let them play it out. Why not? Like, I feel like, you know, pretty much Avalanche, and if you don't get your champions, you kind of lose. So it doesn't feel great. I do actually. I kind of want to see Pike like animation here. I'll just show it to you. There it is. If you're wondering. Yeah, but okay, 1-on-1 against the Lurkers. Not, you know, not terrible.